Hello, it's me, Snowski, or Snow Sky, whichever you prefer how to pronounce. I guess I like Snowski better. It kind of has a good ring to it. Anyway, um, so it's been a while, yeah, about that. Um, some things has been going on, and it's been a very long month of June. It is now July. And yeah, let's hope July is a better month for me. Um, I don't really know how to make this video. It's been a really rough month for me, I guess, for June. And I'm just glad that it's over. So let's talk about it. I don't really want to go into detail about, you know, bringing any venting or drama to my channel. So, I guess I wanted to give wisdom, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if some people can relate to some of the things I've learned this past month and grow. I've been doing some growing up and growing as a person, and sometimes growing sucks. Sometimes having to go through difficult times to grow as a person is really hard and it sucks. But, everyone has to go through things. So, yeah, some things that I had to learn about myself. I am a people pleaser. I've been this way my whole life, and I don't really know where it came from, but it's like when I was little, I always wanted to just make people happy. I just wanted to see people smile, and I would go to the ends of the earth to make people happy and stuff, but I never really considered my happiness. And I guess I thought, um, if I was to make people happy and stuff, maybe they would go the extra mile to do the same for me. That is not how life works. If you're doing that, if you're going above and beyond for others, thinking they'll do the same in return, just don't do it. They 9 out of 10 times won't do that for you, because a lot of people, I'm not even saying this like, a lot of people just don't, I guess, realize that they're not thinking of others in the same way you are. And you really have to put yourself first, because you will get burnt out. You will get like, you will turn into a different person, and you don't want that. And you should show yourself love too. Um, like, you gotta take care of yourself just as much as you take care of everybody else, because you deserve it. And you can't count on people all the time. And sometimes we want to count on people, but they end up failing us, and I guess it hurts when your loved ones or the people that you're close to doesn't live up to your standards like you want. And I guess I had expectations for people in my life, and they just don't meet them. And that's why you don't really, you shouldn't really do that. Like, just kind of already expect people to not, expect people to focus on themselves, so you have to focus on yourself. But of course, I'm not saying, if anyone needs help genuinely, like, if you are able to, reach out and help them. But if you're not genuinely able to help someone, don't feel bad and don't feel guilty for that. Yeah, it's hard too, like, it can get upsetting. That's why you don't put standards on people. You don't put people on a pedestal. You just don't do that. You'll hurt. You'll get hurt. You'll hurt yourself in the long run. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering. I don't really know what to say. Like, it's really hard to say some of these things, like, thinking about it, you know. And so here's some more wisdom. Sometimes boundaries will make people uncomfortable, and that's okay. And what I mean by that is, everyone has to have boundaries at some point, because if you don't, people will use you and abuse you, and they will suck all the love and energy out of you, and you can't have that, because you have to protect yourself. You can't run on zero battery. You have to say no sometimes, and if they can't accept the no and they get upset and angry, then maybe they weren't really meant to be in your life anyway. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if people can't accept your no and be respectful, maybe they should not be in your life. That's a red flag, and you probably need to ask yourself some questions so you don't continue whatever relationship it may be, any relationship, romantic, platonic, family, siblings, friends. It doesn't matter. You have to still say no sometimes, even if it hurts. You have to put yourself at number one, because you are the only one that's fully able to take care of yourself in some areas. And I was always, another thing, stop worrying and live your life calmly, one day at a time. Like, sometimes we feel like we're in this race that everybody has to beat each other at life or something. Like, why? You don't. You really don't. You can live your life at your own pace, and it's fine. As long as you keep up your responsibilities and be responsible. And, yeah, just you do your thing, you know. And, you know, sometimes it's good to do things at a little slower pace, like, you know, just live day by day, one day at a time. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about what happened yesterday, because today is today. You should just think about what you need to do today. I'm sorry if you hear thunder in the background. It's raining where I'm at, and there's a lightning and thunder, and I'm scared. You need to give yourself love and care, because you can't depend on everyone else. Like I said earlier, other people might have other priorities, and that's fair. Sometimes you just can't depend on people. Everybody's got their own thing going on, and I know sometimes that sucks, and you want to depend on someone, you want someone to lean on, but sometimes you have to be the one to lean on yourself. You have to pep talk yourself. You have to do self-care for you. I know sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you're in a state in your mind that you just can't function, you know, and sometimes you just have to give yourself grace. If you need 10 more minutes in bed, give yourself that 10 more minutes. You know, go make yourself something to drink. Make yourself some breakfast. Always eat breakfast. You know, like, you gotta take care of yourself if nobody's gonna be there for you, because they're all out there looking out for themselves too. You can't keep pouring into someone else's cup if your cup is empty. I hope that makes sense. I had to learn this for, you know, years. I guess it took me until now to understand a lot of things. I do need to stop a lot of bad habits and people pleasing, and, you know, You just expect people to love you in the return the same way, and that's just not realistic, unfortunately. So when you're loving someone to a great extent, love yourself to that same extent, if not more. You know what I'm saying? Um, Stop wasting energy and resources on people who don't want to help themselves. That's a big, big thing. Stop wasting energy and resources on people who don't want to help themselves. So, what I mean by that is some people just don't want help and they want to sit in their dark little corner. No matter how many things you give, support verbally, financially, or anything, they will still sit in that corner and do nothing for themselves. And so you put all that money and emotional support into someone that just wasted it. So you don't want to do that. So make sure they're actually helping themselves, because if you notice you do a small favor for them and they don't take that small favor and be grateful and use it, then that's a red flag. Maybe you should just leave them alone and let them figure it out for themselves. I know it sounds harsh, but you got to take care of yourself too. You can't just keep giving and giving and giving to someone who doesn't use it, you know? Like that could have went towards yourself or someone else who needs it more, if that makes sense. I've learned to be grateful for a lot of little things too. Just little tiny moments of peace I am grateful for. Even just being with a loved one in a calm, nobody's arguing, everyone's happy and stuff. I'm grateful for those moments, you know. I'm grateful for just simply having eggs to eat for breakfast. Because some people take breakfast for granted, or they just take little things like food and drinks for granted. They take reading for granted. Sometimes you have to go out and touch grass, pick up an actual physical book and read it. Watch your favorite TV shows, because one day they might stop being on TV. They might stop putting it on YouTube, or one day the whole internet might fail. Be grateful for what you have and stop asking for more or wanting more. Stop wanting things that other people have. They're in a whole nother timeline than you. They're in a whole nother universe than you. You need to focus on your universe and what you can do to improve yourself. Stop looking in other people's roads and mind your own road. Drive in your own lane. Don't focus on other people. Of course, you can always stop and help someone who's actually in need, when you can and when you have it. You got to be responsible. I know these things are hard, sometimes it can be really hard, especially with a loved one that you really wanted to have connections with and it just doesn't work out. You kind of just have to accept it. Accept that it didn't work out and know that there's always gonna be someone out there, for you. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but if you put yourself out there, you'll find friends. If you genuinely want friends, put yourself in social situations. I am content with being by myself a lot because I don't actually get those moments too much. I'm usually on the go a lot, and I am grateful for the times I do get to be alone in my room and just breathe. Everything is calm. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I'm just kind of, I want to do this more often where I just play chill Roblox games and just chat, like talk about life lessons or story times. Like maybe one day I can tell y'all some crazy stories that's happened in my life. Because things have been pretty crazy, but I'm okay. You know, I just want everyone to say I'm fine. You know, I'm actually happy. I am. I'm happy. I'm grateful, and I know things will work out in the end. Things always work out. It might not be right when you want it to, you know. I am a very Christian believer. I believe in Jesus. Um and he can really make changes in your life if you open the door to him. Um if you're willing to, maybe ask God to you know, just pray and ask. You let Jesus come into your life and you'll see miracles. You really will. I've been seeing miracles all month, all June. And I know this video is pretty late. I know it's already July, but June was the worst month for a long, long time. Like, it was the worst month of this year for me. But I've learned a lot, I think. Um, if I have any other words of wisdom or anything, I'll let y'all know. I'll make another video just chatting, you know, just chatting videos. I want to do that more. And, you know, if you want to tell your stories or talk, the comments are open. I love hearing from y'all. You know, I love meeting new people and talking to others. I'm not very social in public too much, but I am pretty social online. I do have a bit of social anxiety in real life, but I'm working on it. I'm actually doing a lot better, but yeah. No, that's just my thoughts, some words of wisdom for you guys. And I just pray for each and every one of my viewers and subscribers that y'all be safe out there, be happy, you know, and I pray that y'all have a good life and all that, and maybe we can make a community one day, you know. Until next time, guys, I love y'all. Bye.